It was summer. Norah, Claire, Gracen, and Jaksyn sitting at Sweet Haven, downtown New Ulm, and then eventually wandering down to German Park. Our conversation meanders, and so do we.
Yeah, so like I said, those try not to laugh challenges, I'm the best in the world at them because I don't laugh. Why are you looking at me like that?
She looks pretty normal to me.
You were talking, I was just trying to pay attention. That's my fault.
That's what we do, that's the human thing.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to get used to people looking at you while you're I was expecting like a... Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Good. Carry on, what were you saying?
Okay, I do have a question. I have a question. What was the best part of your day?
Oh, the best part of my day. Okay. Pretty easy. I already told Claire and Norah about this because we drove up here. So I've been volunteering at a place, the community center, where adults are learning English. And they were off for school, like vacation, and today was the first day that I came in for their summer school. So I got to hang out for an hour with some adults, and they were all new. I didn't see any of the people I used to know. So I got to meet new people and try to communicate with them when they have literally very slim amount of understanding of English. They're like level 1, so.
Best part of your day?
Yeah.
The best part of my day was I was in my car, and I had just worked 8 hours at one of my jobs, and I drove to their job, and I had to put my hair up, and I leaned back in my car to get my hair all gathered together, and through my sunroof, I saw this beautiful big oak tree that's always there, but I just never had appreciated it before. It's like the leaves were rustling around, so pretty. I just couldn't thought I'd never seen that before.
That's awesome.
It's nice to be able to slow down and see that.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Jens?
This morning it was raining a little bit, but not really. Enough. It was wet enough that we had to stop our construction project on our house. So we didn't work on the house this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a couple hours, and I took a walk. And I did a walk called the Way of the Cross, which is a kind of a Catholic little walkway with different Stations of the Cross sculptures outdoors. And there's a little chapel, beautiful chapel at the end of it. I've lived in New Ulm my whole life. I may have been on that walk one time in 48 years. And I really love it. I really love it. That's
very cool.
And then I stopped up in the diocese, the sort of Catholic office for the region, and just asked, can I look around? And they had beautiful artwork, beautiful chapel. So, discovered some new things about my hometown.
Right. Norah?
I already told you guys on the way here, work today was really not ideal.
Yeah.
Because everyone, Hannah's on vacation right now, the other worker was sick. My boss went home early because he was tired. It doesn't really matter, I don't know. Because he got tired because we're moving furniture right now. So it was just me working on 3rd and 5th floors of Anderson, just moving stuff, which is not fun. It's not. But there's this weird thing about, I've been thinking about this the whole summer, about being and working in a place where a lot of people usually are, or a lot of people usually live, or rooms and things like that, where that clearly hold, have held a lot of people and hold a lot of memories. And so working and moving through that kind of space, just completely alone in the building, and often surrounded on both sides by furniture stacked to the ceiling, is a very unique it's a little spooky, it's it's very interesting. and obviously it still like gets old after a little bit, but so like I can like really like zone out, and it'll get to the point where I like just turn off whatever I'm listening to even, and just like carry things for like, you know, until my next break. So for like hours and hours at a time, just like nothing. And it's weird. I was talking to Made about it last night of like it feels like this flow state of being, or just like flow state of thinking. I listened to a podcast that was talking about what it's like to have an internal monologue, and they try to study it, which means that it's one of those things where it's like if you're trying to see something, you're trying to see what the dark looks like, so you shine a flashlight and it's not dark anymore. It's like that's what studying an internal monologue is like. Is that after you study it, it changes because of the act of studying it. But one of the things that they kind of think is that most people have like multiple layers of monologue happening in their head. So you might be thinking about an image, there might be multiple voices going, all in your head, all at the same time. And maybe we don't notice it, but that's just like kind of a little bit how the human brain works. And so sometimes I think when I'm working, I get into this weird, it's like a flow state. It feels like, how I described it was like there's 4 like record players going at once, all with different songs. But all the records are like harmonizing, and they harmonize sometimes, but I can also listen to just this record, but the other 3 are going. And so, you know, I'm like solving problems, and by that I mean like the normal things in life that like can worry you and stuff. It's like I'm working through it, thinking about that, and there are images going on, and I'm thinking about this story. And so the way that we think obviously affects how the world is to us, because to each person the world is only yourself, right? Because you can't escape from yourself. And so it's a cool moment where I think when you get so far within your thoughts that like kind of the world becomes more 4D than 3D. And so sometimes it happens to me while I'm at work, which is
crazy. I've never heard of that before, and
it's
I've never experienced.
I'm glad that it happens, because it kind of
Wait a minute.
I think maybe
Jason's giving me a funny face.
What part have you never heard of
I've never experienced
or
like.
experienced?
I guess never that situation, and never like complete and utter like solitude, or just like the idea of having like multiple things that you're thinking about at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that has happened for me. No. I think more concretely than that. Like I have like things that I'm thinking about, but I don't think about how I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, if
what's
you're
that
not
called?
doing anything for a long time, you just have
We learn about it all the time.
What?
Thinking about thinking. What is that?
Oh,
it's like meta.
Metacognition.
metacognition.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so something that you said, Norah, was that you can't get outside of yourself. So Grace just had this realization that, oh, that's what it's like to be you. I don't do that.
No.
But you
I remember
never.
when that happened to me the very first time with Norah. We were in a dorm room my sophomore year of high school, and we had to put all of the bunk beds on the floor, all the mattresses on the floor. What did we call it?
Mattress floor.
Mattress floor. We
It
had
was very
mattress floor.
literal.
And it was getting really late,
Trademark.
and someone had asked the question of like, what is it like inside your brain? Like, what is your brain like? I didn't know how to answer it because I literally never thought about it. And Norah explained to us this like house or this village. Like she went in these certain rooms, and
That's
some of
crazy.
them are really colorful. And there's a bad guy. There's a bad guy in her brain, and there's like these crazy rooms with like all this color. And she's like, and sometimes when I store memories away, it's in a certain room. And I was literally blown away. I was like, I didn't know people could think about such things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait,
There's gotta be something like that with everyone's brain, though, right?
Sure.
Like when Claire talks about, or like when you. But the thing is, I think it's something that you have to really study, and so like once you start doing it, and once you
Then
can
it just
talk about it
becomes
with other
natural,
people,
I'm sure.
once you start talking about it with other people, you're gonna say stuff, and people are gonna be like, "Grayson's brain can someone's brain can work like that." Of like we all have our things, or like that's gonna happen with your brain.
I guarantee it's happening.
Right.
Okay. I
right?
feel like
You
this
just
is a good
like
time.
you haven't had vocabulary
I just
for
haven't
it.
I haven't ever
Yeah.
described it. I haven't thought about it.
Yeah.
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 Well, now you're gonna start thinking
Now
about it.
I'm
Now
gonna
you're
start
gonna
thinking
notice
about
something. It is so interesting. It is so interesting.
I listened to something the other day where it was describing very literally what you're feeling in specific moments. And giving if you're tempted by something, giving that a specific this is how I feel in this moment.
Ooh.
And
But
what's,
not
the
putting
benefit?
positive or negative.
Oh,
It's
just,
to
Making it more real.
it makes it
You know,
so that you
we
don't
call
have a
that
negative
poetry.
connotation.
That's
No,
called
okay.
poetry.
That's actually beautiful.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
That's
I
the
guess
whole
a
thing
little-
about poetry.
Oh.
Okay. What's your name?
Oh, sorry. Okay, we're gonna do introductions. I'm Gracen.
My name's Claire.
That's right.
Today we are here we're joined by
With our guest,
our guest,
Jason.
Jens,
Jaspersen.
Jens, and Norah Kratz.
Yes.
Hello.
We just thought you guys.
What do you do? What do you
Oh, what do we
Where
do?
are your
Oh, of
ideas?
course.
This huge thing. Okay.
Yeah. You go. Okay. Okay, I hate introductions.
Where do you go to school?
Yeah, I go to school at Bethany. Right now I'm a tutorer for kids, I'm a teacher for adults, I am a tour guide, and I'm an editor.
She's mowing my lawn.
And I'm
And
a
you're an
lawnmower.
education major.
Yep.
And I'm an education major, yes. So I want to do teaching stuff.
And every school year
Somewhere.
busy.
School, plays, theater,
She does
stuff
a
like
lot.
that. I do a lot of stuff.
Okay, I'm a sophomore at Bethany. Oh no,
You're a
I'm gonna be a
junior?
junior. I'm gonna be a junior at Bethany.
Yeah,
I'm a
that's crazy.
psych major. I want to be a counselor someday. I don't really know how to get there or what kind of counseling I want to do. So keeping some doors open. I just kind of want to be there for people that need me to be there, and then I like to talk a lot. I'm a big talker, you know. So then, yeah, I would consider myself a facilitator of large groups. We very often have a lot of
Yes,
people around all the
100%.
time. and
Great facility.
Yeah, I like being a facilitator. I live for the mess and the confusion that freaks people out. I like to make it less scary.
Right.
Not less messy, just less scary.
Yeah, because it's always going to be messy.
Yep.
you know?
I like that.
Yeah.
I've been thinking this world needs a shot of chaos.
What?
A shot of chaos.
I was just thinking
You think it needs chaos?
Yeah, actually, I think a lot of the problems that we have come from an overabundance
comfort.
of
Ooh, yes.
Striving for
order, striving for order.
I completely agree.
I think that when we really think, number one, you'd be a great anarchist. Just listening to podcasts about anarchy, that's kind of their whole thing, is that they think our biggest problem is that we push so hard for order, but they really think that naturally humans are intelligent enough to, when they need a system, the system will create itself and then dissolve once the need is met, is what they believe. And I think that's like so many things, like communism, etc. That is a beautiful thought for a world of people who are better than humans. But I think that the weird thing about us is we cannot exist in chaos, and we also cannot exist in order.
He's not saying
Yeah, I
You know
agree.
what I mean?
Right. I don't believe in extremes. Right. I just think right now, like let's say in the last decade or more. I mean, maybe it's the last century. It depends on your perspective. We've been building a world that's more and more compartmentalized, systematized,
Yeah.
which
Especially with
it kind of generalizes, it
I think that
categorizes
also
people.
frames the way that people think. We don't think like what you experience when you're just out working. I don't experience that in my jobs because they're very much like this is the system, this is how you teach. I'm learning that there's other ways to teach,
right.
but when you compartmentalize your day, you're just thinking about what you're doing or you're planning ahead and thinking about what's going to happen.
So
Versus
you're kind of saying like we underestimate how different we are as people.
or we can't. Yeah, probably. Yeah. I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of barriers that people run into when it's about standards and order, and you have to learn to say these words by the time you're 4 years old, because then you miss out on like everything else. But like I don't
No, you're good. Keep going. Chaos.
Ah.
No.
No, it's not about. It's about like, when was the last time that doing something the hard way or the long way was praised? Like, we're always trying to find the fastest way and the slickest invention.
We're in
There's a
hurry.
cult of
Yeah.
utility,
And, like, moves,
efficiency.
Did you see the reel I sent you today?
I did, and I was going to bring that up.
Okay, so like it's about like these buildings in ancient India were built to linger and like sit in the way the light
Built for
came
the
in and
humans
sound.
to
Yeah.
linger
They were for
within,
the humans to like exist and
like
relax.
we're doing right now.
Right.
Where are we, by the way, for our
Oh,
readers?
We're at Haven Tonics.
Yeah.
New Ulm, downtown New Ulm.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
So if you hear some background noise, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
But yeah, anyway, so like now there are places like airports and places of mass like movingness. That's what I was thinking about when you're talking about like a dorm is a place where so many people are all the time.
Limit.
Yeah, and so like it's all streamlined to be this no thought at all. You just get from point A to point B, and you don't encounter people to talk to. You don't like even like doctors' offices. Who
Yes,
talks to
I was
people?
literally,
You
I was
just
in the
had this
dentist's
conversation.
office the other day. I was in the dentist's office, and I've just been noticing how much people are online, which is totally fine. But there was everyone that was sitting in the waiting room was online, and I was just kind of like looking out the window, and I was like, what if this used to not happen? This used to be a completely different world. And I'm also reading a book about hurry, so this is kind of fitting. But like back in the day, it was a sign of like wealth and like power if you were relaxing. That was the goal, was to relax.
Yeah.
And nowadays everyone's just go. Like that's how you show that you are
Right. It's like
doing well.
Yeah.
It's completely
So
flipped,
you're right.
which is interesting.
I think the Friends Network people are some of the people who I think were shockingly well versed on this subject. I think we talked about it a lot during that podcast. If you don't remember, like
Yeah,
that,
I
like
that a lot.
they were fully some of the most like they really have managed to like pull themselves away from American culture and have been looking in it from the outside, so they get the comprehensive view of
Right.
it and have like very like clearly and like intelligently kind of explained like about our obsession with like efficiency and like work and or like it's one of those things I think I saw a post once that was like, why are you brushing your teeth as fast as you can? Like stop doing that. What are you doing?
That's
You know
so
what I
real.
mean?
Mhm.
I'm working on an essay right now that's called God is not an American. That's about that. That's about like efficiency because
Because Jesus wasn't in a hurry.
when you keep zooming out, it's like
Yeah.
God's plan was not the most efficient way
No.
to do it.
You know who was? The Romans.
My man. My people. I'm just kidding. The Romans.
Alright.
Anyways, keep going.
Oh,
Well, and I don't want to keep going on that. I want to go back to my walk.
Okay,
So something that was occurring to me on my walk is I remember being in Italy, and there's places to just sit. There's parks where people that's all they do. They just sit in the park. And as I'm walking around, my neighborhood, New Ulm, I'm realizing you go to this park to play baseball, or sand volleyball, or playground, but like I just want to be in a beautiful place. Now, German Park is right down here, not far from us, and I think that's designed for. We talked about the gardens down there, there's flowers down there, but that's how I ended up at the Way of the Cross. I was just wondering, maybe that's that kind of place, and it turns out it is. And I think what it is maybe it's sort of a competition in society between contemplation and action.
Yeah, and we're being fed that action is the best way to like success.
I think there's also a thing of like, if you're always in a hurry, then you're blocking your brain from thoughts that you don't want to be thinking about.
Right.
Distraction.
Like, I'm just trying to hide from myself, so I'm gonna do the next
Right,
thing.
because thinking is scary. And
Thinking
hard.
is scary for a lot of
Right.
people. Yeah.
And that's what made me so happy about.
Yeah, what is the best part of your day?
Right.
And
No,
you go
that's
into
what
like
made me
this
so
mansion of
genuinely
thought.
happy about that process is that I think, especially with our generation, that there is this commonly held thing of like we are constantly looking for distractions.
Yes.
And you know,
Boredom
like
is
the
something
whole,
that we don't want to hold because
Exactly,
it's so
exactly.
uncomfortable.
Like we crave for our time to be filled by anything, even if it's purposelessness, and there are so many things that are fighting for our time, and that's like a whole nother discussion. But I think the times that it happens to me at work where I don't have to do anything and I can just work is like this mini victory of like, oh my gosh, I can do it. Like I cannot do anything except for an insanely boring task, and I don't wanna, like I don't panic. Do you know what I mean? And I think for a lot of people that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Like that inactivity or like understimulating tasks provokes like panic. Jason, yes.
Yes, I raised my hand. I think this has to do with what is observable. Thinking, right? You two just found out that, wow, you're like that? Well, you've never seen her thinking. Right? But when somebody's playing baseball or there's an activity, there's an external behavior, right? That can kind of, I think the way that we've developed our society is in ways that can be reported, ways that can be sort of measured, known, recorded for sure. And we sort of like push away things that we don't know for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Which might lie more in like the arts. Like a lot of people don't get going to an art museum. A lot of people don't really understand like why do we read poetry or like what.
Yeah.
There's nothing that
What
like
good does it
concrete
do?
about it.
Well, yeah, I would even argue that some people don't understand, like, why we want to have a fire with all of our friends and just talk to each other. Like, we don't.
There has to be like a point.
Positive.
Yeah,
This
there
is
has
why
to be
we're
a
doing
thing.
it.
Like,
Yeah.
I think people get confused. Like, it's not circulating around all drinking together. It's not circulating around all like going to a location. It's
Going
just
somewhere
like
together.
being together.
We just want to hang out. We
Right,
just want to
exactly.
talk.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I also think it's dangerous that our society is moving that way because religion is not really observable anymore.
Great point. Great point.
That's
And
right. That's right. It's a
that's
huge
harder
threat.
to reach out to people or even like personally because it's not something that you can just. I can't just watch a reel of Jesus being like, "Hey."
Right.
Like,
It takes
doesn't-
an amount of
You have to have the attention.
attention.
And think first personally, right? So don't think about like the world these days, kids these days, that kind of thinking.
Kids these days, we're just
Right.
right.
Know thyself, right? Understand that this is all around you, and
Right.
you know
It also affects.
where's your soul, where's contemplation, where's prayer, where's your relationship with God in this world that values evidence.
I think at the same time, though, when we're talking about a world that values evidence, how else could we exist?
You
Is
have to
there any-
unfold that. You make a face
And,
like I know
is
what you
there
mean.
any like plausible reality where we are able to function, everyone, valuing something that does not have evidence? And I think everything about humanity points to like absolutely not no. Do you know what I mean?
I think you better say that in clearer terms.
We need quantifiable evidence to exist, like to function in a large group. I think like when we talk about humans individually, they're very like mobile and smart like things. But then as we zoom out, I think we just get like dumber and dumber. And so I think
you're saying
I don't think we can function as a large society or group or anything.
We need shared meanings. We need vocabulary that we know
Right,
so
exactly,
that we can communicate.
Exactly. We need like solid evidence-based like communication. I think that's why art is, and I think will always remain a sub culture almost of like any civilization or society, because and as well as religion actually, because like something that is not evidence-based I don't think can ever like fully, well actually no, it probably can, because like, you know, like cults and stuff, but that's not the whole society, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, can it only exist in like, at the same time though, that doesn't really matter. I feel like that's pretty tangential, but just like when we're considering like, wouldn't things be better if it was evidence-based? Or if it wasn't evidence-based, it feels like we're kind of imagining some sort of like utopia. Like, I don't think it can exist in an imperfect world.
I'll argue with that, and this is like the extremes earlier, right? There's a groundbreaking work called The Reenchantment of the World from the 1970s. Philosopher, thinker Morris Berman kind of brings up this idea that with the Industrial Revolution, with the scientific revolution, Isaac Newton, you know, this kind of era, the world sort of pivoted, changed from what he called an enchanted view of reality to this sort of hard materialistic view of reality. And it was a slow transition because it takes a long time, a long campaign, it takes generations, centuries for things to become obvious to everyone. And we've inherited that campaign. But go back 500 years and try to understand how reality felt. The presence of invisible creatures felt very real.
Invisible what?
Creatures, right? Like, and we still have traces of this in like scary movies and alien conspiracies. You know, like there's still a part of our culture that clings to this. But picture like Lord of the Rings. That's what Tolkien was tapping into, this sort of way of living that acknowledged that there's more than meets the eye. And that's the same as we're talking about. Your thoughts are real. Your soul is real. Though the evidence is really hard to pin down. I like this podcast.
Yeah, so when
We haven't
were
really
trying
thought
to
of our
discuss-
topic.
No, we have.
We have a topic.
When we were trying to pinpoint this topic, it's like friendship. How do you make friends? How does that work?
Friendship.
Which is very interesting because we're talking about you operate, like how you operate on a soul like level, and how that draws you to people and how you meet people. Like, you know?
Why do people become friends?
Right, because you asked me this question like 2 weeks ago about Gracen, because we were waiting for you
Yes.
with our Jimmy Johns.
I
And you
did
said
find
how
Jimmy
people,
Johns.
well, the Wi-Fi I could hear you.
Yeah,
I don't see
okay.
you.
Yeah. I got
Anyway,
distracted.
So Jason was like, how do you make friends? And I think I said kind of like, I don't know, you kind of just experience something good, and then you keep putting yourself into it, inserting yourself, and eventually
Your friends.
you're friends. Like, you just follow the good and you stay there on it.
I think I was asking about particularly
I think you were too.
you and Gracen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, we
And
love
that
a
was
question
still-
that prompts deep thought, you know what I mean?
That was
I mean,
still kind of your
It
Okay.
was.
answer
It's
in
kind
a
of
way.
like we met through a random class, had stuff around our parents' house, we all dressed up for Halloween.
And then we were all just kind of friends
That's
from
it.
there. Like we
that's
were,
all it really took. We got thrown into a like group chat.
and all of a
Like,
sudden
oh, let's have
we're
supper. Oh, let's-
hanging out.
Right, but you're a part of a big class.
Yeah.
everybody is, right? You come into a college, there's all these people, but a couple years in, like you've edited or somehow you end up with certain people.
Right.
How does that happen?
Maybe it's like super like subliminal. It's like, okay, let's try another situation of like, would this ever happen with Claire and a random baseball player? For example, of like, okay, if we're explaining like how do we make friends, like let's set up a hypothetical and look at it. So like, why is that less likely to happen than Gracen or Claire becoming friends with Gracen? It's like they maybe won't have the same the schedules might be different.
Interest.
But like before that, like different gender.
True.
If we're like working from the outside in, like different. Sometimes you can tell like subliminally from like the way a person talks, like how they take care of themselves or present themselves. Like I think there are so many things off the bat that are so like
that you just automatically notice
you
and you
start
don't
picking up on
necessarily really think about.
Which is the most base
Before
layer
you-
thing, and I think that's right. Is that after you meet someone and have that one interaction, already you can tell things about that person.
I don't think well, okay, never mind.
No, I think there is truth to
No,
that.
I
think it's
there's-
definitely like a combination
Definitely.
of the two.
But I don't think I ever come across someone and I think, or never mind. Okay.
I think a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about is not an on-purpose decision.
It's not conscious.
It's
like
you
subconscious.
are-
Yeah.
It's how we like function with each other. Of like, you can't not make judgments about someone.
Right.
Like it's not possible.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
So are you constantly auditioning people?
Maybe not on purpose, but
Not on purpose, but
maybe. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Perchance.
try this on. I feel like I'm turning into the host. I feel like I'm taking the lead. You're gonna have to battle me for this.
Okay.
Try this on. Are we looking for somebody like us?
No.
Is that the audition? Like you're trying to assess? Do you experience life the way I do?
I feel like that's the case sometimes.
Not always.
Not always, but for the most part, I feel like you become friends with someone. Especially if you already like the way you are, like you just want to keep doing like your own hobbies, and you're like, oh, they're interested in this too. Like we can hang out all the time. Like
You want someone that's going to pull you out of your life.
So you're
Yeah,
saying this
same
person's
values.
convenient for me.
sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
which
Right,
isn't
but
always
okay,
the best thing.
And
But
then it's weird how we were talking about this too. Like, how do you get from, oh, we're in the same place, and oh, we have good conversations when we're together, to, oh, this is something that I want to happen often, or oh, let's talk about something deeper than, like, how was your day? You know?
yeah, a frequent topic has been, how do we talk to other people past that level of like, it's not like super surface
like, how
level,
do
but we
some
just
people-
want to get way deeper. And how do you-
Right.
obviously it takes time. But how does that happen? And how
I think
do
that's
two
a great
people?
thing about friends is that it can happen so much faster, you know. Do you guys think that? Oh my gosh, I had a little question. I had a little question, but now I can't remember.
Okay, but we don't have any answers. I want to
Right.
know. What do
We
you
want to know what you think.
I want to know. Okay, Jason. Tell me. Do you have anyone that wears the title best friend?
My wife.
Okay, I knew you were gonna say that. Which is a
Well,
good answer.
and this is, yeah, and it's an important answer. Maybe I've told this story on this podcast, maybe not. But I remember, I think maybe with Lydia, when we were trying to figure out what's it like to say goodbye to your friends. But graduating is always a problem.
Right.
You know, like it's not quite here yet for all of you, but before long you're going to say goodbye to people and they're going to just go somewhere else. So I remember having that realization, and I thought, oh, that's why God made marriage, because that's the only one. That's the only one that you don't graduate from. Otherwise, it happens every time. Every time you're going to say goodbye to somebody and it won't be the same.
Right, and you say this because you experience this very frequently, where every single year,
Right, as a teacher, which is something
your
you're going to
best
be
friends.
experiencing.
That's so true. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I already have, because I've gone out to clinicals and I've met these amazing little students, and there's always a last day.
That's a good
And then
reminder.
you're just,
I forgot that. That's true.
yeah,
That this is a hazard of me loving my students.
right.
And I've got 20 some years of loving students, and every year they go away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's part of
So-
how the job works.
My
Right,
wife.
but
My
at
wife.
some point, you guys were just kind of like hanging out, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, this person knows everything about me." How did we go from
Who are we talking about right now?
anybody?
Friend?
No,
Like
I
the
don't
friend?
know. I don't know.
Just in general.
Are you talking specifically right now about him and...
Maybe no.
No, I think this is different than teaching because teachers and students have a different relationship than just friends. I think we're talking about friends. How do friends go from basic level to like knowing a lot about each other?
Is that the question?
Sure. Yeah, that's a question. Answer.
What are your thoughts?
How does that happen?
Don't tell me time. If you say time,
She's gonna
stand up.
She's
You're
Feeling
shutting it
like
down.
spending time with each
You're
other.
shutting it down.
I think, like, fully, I think conversation. I think conversation is awesome. Who doesn't, you know what I mean? But, like, and I think definitely, I think the level of vulnerability that you're, I think, like, able to access during a conversation with someone comfortably, actually not uncomfortably. I think there's so much trust.
Yeah.
As you
Yes.
trust that other person to receive information that you
Hear your stuff.
exactly,
Yeah.
I think that's how you, because then that trust, I think, permeates like us like talking about the like stupidest things on the drive here of like that trust that we got from going deeper over the past like 2 years is still there and like bolsters a relationship. I don't know. What do you think?
About 25% through your answer, you stole my answer. The vulnerability part.
Yeah.
And I think I can add to that
Please.
that becomes a measure of the risk that you're willing to take.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be confident enough in this person that you'll allow yourself to be seen in ways that the rest of the world you sort of curate.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What do you guys think? Claire does not think time.
We don't-
No, I just
Just
know
what we're
that
trying
that
to
can always be
figure
the
out.
answer.
Right. It
takes time.
So many
It does.
combinations of
So
other
true.
things. Right.
Like everything, yeah. I just didn't want that to be.
You don't want a cheap answer.
No,
Right.
Yeah, exactly. We want some
And
discussion.
I guess your answer is most definitely beautifully said and correct. And it just worries me because we're talking about how we have this whole culture of people who don't want to see like deeper than surface level and who like are gonna eat up what they see and they're not gonna try harder because they don't want to.
People who are trying to
Vulnerability is
escape
scary. It's like
their thoughts. Yeah.
how are people ever gonna have genuine friends? And like this has to be why certain like rates of like mental illness and things are on the rise because no one has real people, right? Right?
I mean, not no one, but yeah,
No,
it's
it's a really broad term.
Yeah, but I agree. I think
Real people is a broad term too.
Yeah, real, genuine connection, trusted.
is
right. So you're
on
saying
the
like
down.
we kind of
Value.
live in a culture that like if Jason's talking about risk, everything is meant to like minimize risk. And maybe do you think that includes relationships?
Probably yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say the people that I am the closest with and like we have the deepest connection or we talk about the deepest things, we have similar struggles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that you can only find
Once
if
you're
one of
willing
you
to
talks
say
about
the
it.
struggle. Yeah,
Right.
That's the only, like,
And the
Somebody
deeper
has to
you
make
everyone
that
has their
move.
thing,
Mhm.
right? And it's scary to talk about. But once that comes up,
it can be like, no way, me too.
Mhm.
right, And I think a lot of people try to hide that part about themselves.
So how do you guys think we get better from that?
Jason, yes.
Courage.
Okay.
I really think
Very
there's something. Thank you. I was going to go there. There's something that I've been looking for and having a hard time finding in modern thought. I've been trying to figure out where's courage. There's a lot of people yelling from safe distances, you know, like making a loud noise, but that's not courage. I think courage is linked with service, selflessness. It's, you know, yeah. And well, my dad used to say, what's popular isn't always what's right, and what's right isn't always what's popular. And that feels linked to courage to me. That somebody's got the guts to take a stand based on ideals, based on not the fear of the crowd, but on what is right. And I'm hard pressed to find that nowadays. Now, you said that's very Disney. Lately, I'm totally into the Disney Robin Hood.
I love that one. Yeah, I just.
You love it too?
Well, I watched it for the first time because the play that we did at Bethany during spring semester, As You Like It, was like based partly off of like the Robin Hood vibe. So I watched it with Emily once. I think it's just a nice little movie. All the music I'm obsessed with.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How does it tie into courage?
Because so I was rewatching this. This is a movie from my childhood, and I think it really shaped me. The hero, Robin Hood, is a criminal. The villain is the king. Well, that's kind of inverted.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta really, like, if you pay attention to that, you really think about that, and then you watch. You see the evidence of their hearts by their actions. So several times in that movie, a beautiful moment is happening with a family. For example, there's a birthday party with Little Rabbit, and his mom scrimped and saved to give him a gold coin, his very own gold coin. Knock on the door, it's the Sheriff of Nottingham, collecting taxes. Prince John will so appreciate your contribution. Totally wrecked this little kid's birthday. And then he just saunters on down, and in comes Robin Hood in disguise. Old man, blind, beggar, and the Sheriff of Nottingham steals the beggar's coins out of his cup. He drops the coin in really hard that he took from the kid, and it bounces the other coins up, and he steals them all. Well, Robin Hood, you know, after the sheriff is gone, you know, he shows who he is, and the kids are excited. And he pulls out from under his cloak a whole bag of coins. Right? Gives it to the mom. He was acting in a risky way. He was right there, right under the nose of the sheriff, because the people needed him. He was doing what was right at his own risk, and over he did that in that movie. There's courage there. Now that, I mean, maybe like you said, I'd be a good anarchist, right? Like, is that defying the law? Is that wrong? This is tricky territory. But another level of observing this is that they made the movie in 1970 something. the Disney company, decided to make this movie, and it's got the music, and it's a happy, fun movie, but there are moments where it's really sad, really bad. Every town has its ups and downs. Sometimes the ups outnumber the downs, but not in Nottingham. Sad, sad moments that need rescue. I don't know. I love it. But this is like the friend thing. I think maybe it is because it might not resonate with other people. Somebody else might watch it and just like, it doesn't do it for them. Because philosophically, it doesn't have the same sort of alignment.
So how do you make people more courageous?
You model it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think you can make them be more courageous. You can, yeah,
I
you
think
can
you
model
have
it.
to like give them something to really deeply love too. Or they have to have the capacity to really truly want to. Not protect, maybe preserve. Like there's something in people who are courageous that courage is dumb. Like it's doing like it's just being able to
Yeah.
like just go forth.
It's dumb in the way that David is dumb with Goliath.
Right, exactly. Like completely against all odds. He had no right, no business being there, but like he had to be there because he had to. So there has to be something to protect.
I think there's also something that you have to be okay with yourself. You have to be okay with failure and putting yourself out there. And like David was okay with this because he knew that God was with him, God created him. So there's an inner piece of it too, where people who aren't courageous, it might just be they have the wrong perception of what could go wrong, or they're thinking about what could go wrong. Because I do this all the time.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just thinking about like, oh, I don't think I should try that because what if this happens? And it's always like the worst case scenario. That probably won't happen, but it just like robs you of
Probably
what
wrong,
could
like,
happen.
It won't happen. Like
Right,
worst
right,
possible
right.
thing won't.
But you tell yourself that it will.
Yeah.
I do. But yeah.
That's an interesting way to live.
Right. Probably not a great.
Like that's a choice.
Well, because
We call it.
To confront a new situation and think about the worst outcome. Right? And I think it's valid. It's fine.
Right.
I just want to make sure people know that you could confront the same situation and think about the best possible outcome. And both of them are fantasies.
Which
Both
is
extremes
the
are
crazy part
fantasies.
about it. Yeah.
But if you entertain the possibility, like what the positive possibility, I think you grow.
Yeah. And our thoughts will shape our beliefs. So, yeah, that's a whole nother thing of like some of the things people are thinking about. I mean, the things that we think about are what we think are right. But we don't know if people are living different realities that maybe aren't even real. Claire and I had this conversation.
Yeah, Gracen brought up a book she's reading and started driving, and I couldn't think. But it was something about like stories that you tell yourself are going to become your reality. Because if you don't believe you can pass something, hey, you're never going to. Like, and that's just
This is why people believe in manifestation.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. So like, don't get too far on that side of it.
But like fully, I completely agree. Like, I mean, yeah.
And if you believe that you're never going to be friends with this person,
Right.
hey,
You have to believe
you're only going to see like evidence pointing towards this is why I can't be friends with them.
And the thing about that is that you can be right. You can prove yourself right. That's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
But you can also prove yourself wrong.
Yeah, but the attraction to saying, "Oh, I can't," is being able to verify it for sure. There's 100% capability to verify that.
Mm-hmm.
If you think maybe I can, well, that's sort of like a roulette. That's kind of a gamble.
to know.
Right. It takes courage.
You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the evidence-based culture again. Like, what has more?
Yeah, that's so true.
So maybe the common thread there is assurance.
Right.
You want assurance.
Mhm.
Or maybe it's just we got too much.
Like,
Too much assurance.
How do you make friends? Being willing to not have the assurance.
Yeah.
That's right. You come back to the question.
Yeah, yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
Beautifully
Thank
done.
You generally do that.
What?
You're good at that. Bringing us back to the question.
Okay, so I've been toying
I prefer it.
with the idea of like, you guys all know my story of like the whole friend group thing and being confined to boundaries of like what does it mean to hang out, that whole thing. And then lately,
Explain it further for the
You're right,
readers.
for the readers.
For the readers,
For the readers. This spring I was going back and forth about like my role as a friend confined to this group of six.
Also, for
people.
context, Claire has probably 30 friends that she could call fairly close. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, right, exactly.
I mean,
So
we
there's-
all do, but
There's
it's
a group
like,
of six of us. And we
she's a
kind of
facilitator. So.
defined ourselves as like our group, I guess you could say. Because everyone has their own groups and clusters, and we all come together, and it's this big group chat, and that's everyone, and it's fine. Anyways, I was getting confused about this all three of us, Gracen, Norah, and I, are inside.
We are part of
Jason
it.
is not. Jason's not fine.
He's an
Sorry,
outsider looking
Sorry,
in.
guys.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was getting, I was just thinking about it a lot, and I was worried that if I were to stop initiating things would stop happening, and then there's this whole thing of like, well, if I stop doing that, am I abandoning those people in that group? And it's like, why am I tied so deep to this like construct? Anyways, I've been thinking about of a group of friends because we can hang out with any cluster, like any group, and it'll be fine and we'll have fun. But why was I so glued to that group? And I don't know. Anyways, I've also lately been thinking about the term best friend because I think for a long time, the person I considered my best friend was my person. Then there was a difference. Someone is your best friend, someone is your inherently meant the same thing. Anyway.
So wait a minute. These are two terms for a human.
Yeah.
Two labels.
Right.
Right.
Best
You have
friend,
your person and your best
right. I
friend.
think everyone probably
I've never heard about my person. This is a new
I think
term
your
for
wife
me.
is your person.
Okay. Yes.
They can't be the same person.
Yeah, they can. Definitely.
Yeah.
Ah.
I don't really know what best friend means anymore because I think for
Made
a long
sense in
time
first
in
grade.
my head, right, in first grade it makes a lot of sense.
No,
But for a long time, someone being your best friend kind of just meant they were your person. It's like they text you, I just had cereal and it's 9 p.m. and I'm.
This is what your best friend would say?
Yeah,
Or your
like,
person?
Your person,
Your
right?
person,
It's like
yes,
you
I
know
would agree
everything
with
about each other and it's everything. Well, all of a sudden my best friend in person started dating someone and then he became her person. So then I was like, oh, what does this mean?
Your person has a different person.
Right, when your person
And
is
you don't
a
have a
person. So then I was like, does everyone need a person? Who is my person? I don't know. I think I'm my mom's person. That's where I'm at. So I'm confused about
I definitely don't know.
constructs.
I don't think I have a person or a best friend.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I don't
Is
think
that
I have either of
possible?
those things.
How are you existing?
I don't, but also,
I feel fine.
You can exist
you know?
without them. Sorry, that's
How do you feel,
like,
Gracen?
small.
No.
Right,
So
I
what
know
I'm
what
getting at
everyone
is the
else
construct, right?
I feel good.
Like you,
Feeling great.
the key here is the construct.
Right.
you like having those labels on things.
No, I
and,
don't.
Oh, you don't?
Oh,
Why do you think you have?
wait, I
Sorry,
didn't think
hold
that.
Grayson, continue your sentence.
You like having labels on things, especially in like group settings of friends. You're like, I notice this is going wrong. I want everyone to get together, and I want to talk about how we're gonna make a plan to continue our friendship the way that it is. So I think you thinking of friendship in labels is how you think. This is what I've observed about Claire. She likes to face her problems. And she likes to talk about things.
Yeah, I like to talk about things before they're even a real problem.
Whereas
I like to talk
some
about them
people,
when I'm overthinking about them because if I do, I will avoid more pain later on. in my head.
And some people don't put labels on that, or they're just like, oh, we're friends because we see each other. And
Yeah, but then I'm confused about what about when this is done?
That I think
That's
is
the
one
scary
of the
part.
recurring themes is like especially like you're not an anxious person. We've had somebody talks about like anxiety and just like how Claire cannot even like identify with that feeling at all.
Really?
Except that when it comes to
Wow.
friends, I think that you can a little bit.
yes.
Like when we're talking
Yes,
about
this is
you're
very
thinking, you're always thinking about who is going to be in my wedding. Who's going to be in my wedding and how does that affect how I think about my friends? And that's almost like a meter for like it's helping you understand that relationship, which is great. You're looking for tools to understand relationships with, right? Because you want
wanna know.
assurance, like you want to know.
Yeah, you
Why do you
want
want to know so bad?
Okay, no,
Grace
but-
and I think we've talked about are similar in like very much complacency with like not really.
No, the way
It's-
Norah and I are, like, Norah and I's relationship is like, we don't feel the need to like, we don't need to like plan a hang, like, it's not like every week we have to like hang out. It's just kind of like, oh, we see each other, like, yeah, we're good friends.
Yeah. Well, like so.
But
why do
there
you
isn't-
think-
Yeah.
It's like it's not like I don't think it's like how you see things. So I'm so curious.
Because
about
you
how
see
I'll
things
get there.
differently.
Please start talking.
I think it happened because of high school and like I had to navigate all of my separate friend groups and like having a way to name them and like keep them in place was how I remained like safe.
Lord damn.
Safe? Shut up. Like, I mean, in high school I lost an entire friend group because they all got mad at me over this one thing and then like I don't know, I just never want maybe that to ever happen again, so
Okay.
I don't know. But I think I'm getting more comfortable with the concept of this doesn't have to be the group all the time. Because
Or maybe you don't need the group. You can have the person.
right. I don't know anymore. I don't know anything anymore, okay? I'm just
Jason, a gens.
But
That's
exploring.
Yeah, we're trying to implement that. If you have
we're pro
gens,
gens.
we're gonna start calling that.
We like
Great. I'm for it. We're doing work on our house, which requires us to climb up 3 stories of scaffolding
Mhm.
and then operate up there.
Right.
Have tools, have materials, cut materials, and there's like 2 people standing on the scaffolding, and then we're stepping onto the roof, operating up there, we're installing things, we're taking things off. And scaffolding is a strange phenomenon. It's a weird feeling because it's just like standing on sidewalk. It's flat ground, right? But psychologically, what could happen.
Right.
Something very bad could happen, and so like it makes you very careful about your moves.
Yeah.
You see where I'm
Yeah.
going.
I think it's
But then with time, you start to forget that you're afraid, and then you just do what needs to be done. And sailors will talk about sea legs, like when you're on a boat. At first, it's weird, and then you just get used to it. So maybe that's what's happening here. Something bad happened, or you became aware. You became aware that this is potentially shaky, or something could happen.
and there have to be enough people on the scout team to convince me that it's completely safe up there before I am okay with
You need evidence.
being up there. Perhaps. But the evidence is through I don't know. What did I just say?
You said you need a lot of people
up there, but
to convince you
No,
that
I
it's
think
safe.
I'm not gonna learn it by myself. Like I have to learn it through.
That's really interesting that you say that. I don't know why not.
well, I just can't tell if it's true or not. It doesn't feel true. You're right. You always seem to be like one of the boldest people, Christians. But what I observe about you doesn't have to actually be true. is the thing.
Because that's just the outside.
Exactly. It's evidence-based.
People are bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
So sad.
I don't
Neil
know.
Gaiman.
I think it's also
Yeah.
So
tough.
everyone's talking
It's also
quietly.
tough just because I'm always the one that hosts. So people are gonna find out who gets invited to
Right.
what.
Also,
And so it's like, who am I gonna wrong if I don't invite the right people? And I don't want to invite all 40, but I don't want to come invite.
right.
It's
When we
just-
talk about like how we think about friends, like
Also, my love
being the
language is quality
facilitator whole
time.
thing, it I think changed a lot because I don't think you and I are really like when we talk about like facilitator.
You guys are
like,
able to
we're
decide
not
if you
inviting
come to
25
an
people
event or something.
Well, brunch, but you know
French,
what I mean.
yeah, it's everyone.
Well,
but
yeah, you're not gonna get hurt if someone can't go to that because it's like a convenience if they can come and come.
right.
My problem is that I perceive love by someone being able and willing to hang out with me. Willing and able.
Which sounds it.
Which is like, if someone's like, I can't, you're like,
You don't. Yeah.
oh, so you don't love me. Which is not fair to do.
That's a ton of
Do you
pressure.
really do that?
No. I,
It has to happen enough, maybe, and then.
no. I don't know how to describe it.
Okay.
Usually there's enough people to go through before that feeling sets in. Because if someone says no, I ask another person. If they say no, I ask someone. You know? I
And
call
this is
someone
why-
else, I call someone else. I call someone else.
When you aren't the facilitator and no one's doing anything, you feel an immense amount of panic because it's like no one wants to spend quality time with you, and that's how
Kind
you
of,
feel
yeah.
loved.
'Cause I'm the one who reaches out. They come. I don't reach out. No one reaches out to me. What does that say about me? You know?
It says that you have a particular talent. That's what it says about you. It doesn't say lack. It says you're great. It says you're exceptional.
Yeah, exactly.
The hard thing is you don't know how other people are inside
Right,
of
because a
them.
lot of times it's not even in their headspace to be like, oh,
Yeah.
they're
Correct.
friends and
You don't know about them except for that they're not like you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly like you. Anyway.
And they're not thinking like,
Yeah.
oh, Claire's gonna be
Which is a
really
good
sad
way
if I
to
don't.
start thinking about it, yeah.
I don't know if you have to change it. I think it's more. You remember when Gracen was talking about that whole say things how they are without any positive or negative, of like sometimes a way that you think maybe is just the way that you are, and you don't maybe have to change as much the. how
Right,
you
it's
think
not a
about something.
problem.
Maybe I am
As to-
I should
It's a
tell
strength,
people.
I would say,
Right.
being a facilitator. 'Cause
As
that's
to
a
be-
special role that
Exactly.
not
Like,
a lot
be
of people have
honest
the
with
courage
yourself
to.
and with everyone else. Maybe be fully vulnerable.
Okay, I feel like we're talking a lot about Claire, right?
Okay,
We are. Well, Jason
Jens
Jason
has
Jaspersen
Say your
had his
thing.
hand up.
he rose his hand.
Yeah, I've got a quote that I can't find the origin of, but I've held on to it for a long time. And it goes like this: a ditch digger recognizes a fool by how poorly he handles a shovel.
Right.
So what that implies is that no matter what you do in life, it's natural to judge other people against your own proficiency, your own strength.
Can you say it again? I didn't really hear you.
The quote part?
Yeah.
Yeah, say this quote.
A ditch digger recognizes a fool by how poorly he handles a shovel.
Right.
Right? So the
That
ditch
could be a
digger,
lawyer.
the ditch digger is really good at digging, right?
That
And
makes sense.
I'm so much better at this than all of you.
Right.
You're all fools because you can't do what I do.
Mhm.
And I think that's just important to recognize about humans. It's natural, it's easy to expect people to be more like you.
Mhm.
And so you are a facilitator, Claire,
Yes.
and you're really talented at getting people together and being excited with them. You're really talented at that. And I don't think you've entertained the thought yet that it's exceptional. That it's really unusual.
I also think Okay, so Claire just said we're talking about a lot about Claire right now.
Yeah.
We're also, I think, when at the beginning of this, when we were talking about, I think it's great that we're talking a lot about Claire right now because not only are we learning a really interesting thing about our friend and we're figuring this out, but like Gracen was talking about like when we were talking about different ways of thinking and her saying like I haven't thought about that. I think we're also modeling a cool way of like, hey, be conscious of yourself. Like, learn things about yourself. Like, what are you good at? What are you bad at? Like, how do you think? Because when you recognize that, like, we can adjust it, or we can try new things, and maybe, like, make life a little bit better for ourselves and for other people. So, take more from what we're talking about away than just a very specific situation with Claire. Like, this is a broad
It's not about me.
but also, it is about you because it's fun to talk about you.
Okay, let's
It can be both.
talk about someone else.
You're the host.
Oh.
She's
Let's
like,
talk
oh
about
no.
Gracen.
Well, we don't have to talk about me. I think, so we were talking about like Claire's role as a,
That's what we do.
oh, I'm taking a chip.
Right now we're doing
It's not
She's not
happy.
even gonna listen to her own
I'm
podcast.
gonna chew it and I'm gonna turn my car radio all the way down.
How is
What does
it?
that even mean?
Does it taste like blue cheese?
I'm not gonna be mean to the readers. I'm gonna take these off.
This guy is. This is my microphone.
It's loud.
Is it good?
Ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen,
good.
that's the sound of a blue cheese kettle chip
From Ireland.
from Ireland.
Ireland.
Ireland? Yeah.
Good night.
Okay. Okay, back to what I said. So we talked about Claire's role.
I never made my point, but no, you go.
We talked about Claire's role as a facilitator in the friend group. It would be interesting to talk about what we think each of our roles are in a group of friends.
Oh, I like this.
Because, and it's hard for me to figure out what mine is, and I haven't really thought about it yet. But I'm bringing this to some other people that I know. I'm not gonna I've learned that there's lots of different ways people view friendships. We know how Claire views them.
No, you don't.
Okay, sorry, I don't. So I don't actually know what Claire thinks. But
We did our best.
there's a type of friend that I didn't know, like a mindset that I didn't really know existed. And it's kind of seeing everyone as like a playing field, and you want to make sure that everyone kind of has the same amount of attention.
We've talked about this before.
And people,
Very interesting.
there are people that see
Close friends that
Yeah,
believe this.
friends
It's
this
very
way,
interesting.
Yeah.
way.
Like everyone is on a list, and they have to ensure
and they have to make sure that each friend gets
everyone's bottle
checked
gets filled
off.
up to the right line.
Mm.
So, like today.
So they
I'm
believe in
supposed-
fair.
Maybe. Yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think that's a good way of saying it.
They believe in tension.
Probably because a lot of things have taught them that life is unfair. So it's the counter balance of I will make sure I spread out all of this. Well,
Objection. That's speculation.
sorry, you're right.
I think I
Yeah, we
Objection
can't
overruled.
speculate.
Never mind.
overruled.
Again,
Whoa! She
Okay,
said,
okay, no,
"Oh,
you
you
can
continue." No.
Anyway, so that's like one thought that I just
Mhm.
wanted to throw out there that I learned was just something new.
Right.
I think when
Which is another maybe role in the friend.
yeah,
Interesting. Or way of thinking about friends.
when I am in a group of people, I generally want to like help other people. And so I think I look for a need of like I can be of service to you. It's rarely that I'm like, oh, I want to get this from someone.
Mhm.
Whereas that might be someone else's. I don't. That's what my thought is now.
Oh, that's that.
Right.
But I've been in a situation a lot where it's like there is someone who needs me to listen, and I'll be there for them, and I'm not getting anything really.
And you don't
Yeah.
feel like you're like that very often.
No, I've been in that situation way too many times. I will never be that
To
person.
be clear, the situation is
Befriending someone who sees you as a really close friend, and you don't view them as a really close friend, just because they're oversharing, and you're not sharing much about yourself. It's very one-sided. I think I have a lot of empathy and a lot of Yeah, I can also like figure out who those people are in a group of people who might need a little
Right.
love.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm learning how to balance that and not make it.
So you feel like very much like a giver in a friend group.
Yes, but also correct me if I'm wrong, because if we're really
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, and how Claire facilitates depends on how close she is too.
Anyways, that's just my thoughts. Wow. Okay, continue, Norah.
I think sometimes really basic actions like that can imply a system of thinking, but I think in that situation it was not. Like, I don't think Gracen would normally ask for someone to open her Chick-fil-A's house for her, so I don't think it implies that
couldn't.
she's not friends. I think that makes sense. Well, Claire's very good at
I can talk now.
analysis. That's what she's going to do for her job. What do you think about what Gracen just said?
Sorry, Gracen, please repeat that.
Oh gosh. Okay.
It was just everything
It was
about her
just
being
like-
a
Maybe I'm a giver in a group of friends.
Yeah.
But also, I don't
Aren't
know.
most people givers? Isn't that kind of why you're friends? Like, aren't you usually coming and you're always giving something?
It's
I'm
true.
What do
questioning-
you think she is if she said that?
No, I said that's true.
Okay. Well, I feel, I don't know what Gracen is, but I think I know what I am. I think,
We know what you are.
I know, but there's a second part.
Oh, there's a
okay?
okay.
So, like, facilitating when
Or
it's
one,
huge,
two,
when
like
it's
breaking
a
down.
lot of people, right? But, like, I think it's not facilitating anymore when it's, like, very spontaneous. I think when it just happens to be 4 of us are somewhere, I don't think I'm not facilitating it. Because I think when I fall into the facilitator host role, I actually don't have very much fun. I actually, like, am locked into, like, cooking the food or preparing the fire or, like, everyone is having fun and I am there too. And I kind of hate it. But I love that everyone else is having fun, so I'm going to keep doing it. Anyways, my thing is, in a less planned, large thing, I'm probably like, I don't know what I am. Maybe I'm just funny.
Yeah, you're funny.
Maybe I'm.
You're
Look
funny,
crazy.
but I don't know if that's a
If that's like a role.
That's not a role.
Could
funny.
be.
I don't know.
This whole
Funny or-
conversation baffles
Everyone's
me a little bit
Okay.
Not
because
everyone is funny, but many people are funny.
it feels like we're chasing a label.
We are. Yeah.
That's
We
right.
definitely
Isn't that
are.
what we're supposed not to?
Do you guys know what your Clifton strengths are?
I
You
would
think
have
that
to
connects
look
to
it
this
up.
though?
I know all 5 right now. Do you know
Yeah.
what your Myers-Briggs 60 personality is?
No.
Other labels. Labels.
Okay, yeah, but we have to understand how we exist somehow. How else do we talk about it? Yes, gents.
So the question on the table is what's our role as a friend?
Maybe. What do you think your
Something
role is
like
in a group of people?
I don't have a clear answer on that, but I have thought over the years I'm a crappy friend.
Crabby?
Your
Yeah.
sister says the same thing about herself. Sorry, no.
Really?
Wait, did you say crabby or crappy?
I think they're
He's a crab friend.
Pause.
Friend.
no, just bad. Not a good friend.
Okay.
I've watched patterns where when people get to know me, I kind of feel like it wears off. You know, like if we kind of grew up in this household that really valued productivity. So, for example, Dad used to say, telephones are not for talking on. Get off the phone. It's not for a conversation. Phones were for, like, making a plan. Get it done. So, you know, I just don't keep up. I never initiate with a friendship. This is where I'm getting to. Right? I never initiate it. I just sort of, like, ride on somebody else's, you know, initiative and then enjoy. But if it's up to me, it just falls.
So the concept that this is completely different.
Total other
Thing.
end of the spectrum.
That's okay.
I'm the one who will show up, maybe tell some jokes or whatever, and then like never come again if you don't invite me.
Well, I don't know if we should talk about this, but what did you tell Claire? Claire invited all of the faculty, most of the
Oh,
faculty.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was
That's
so,
right. There's
that
a
was
practical.
So stinking funny.
This actually happened.
Oh,
Claire
yeah.
had a party with like 60. She invited a bunch of faculty from Bethany, and one of those people that she invited was Jaksyn, and
She had a
Jason,
very busy weekend.
which is totally fine. But you said something like,
He bowed. I was sitting in his office and he came in and he like got on the ground and like bowed to me. That's all
And
I
then
know.
what did
Oh, that's right.
you
in-
gave her
in
the
Jenna's
card back,
office.
and you said, I might.
Oh, you said I want to be there.
Yeah.
Yes, he gave me the invitation back.
Giving
was enough
the
for me.
invitation back was an interesting choice.
I don't know what I said.
I think
You said I want to be
You said I want to be like I can't. This is you said something.
Yeah.
Something
That made me
mysterious.
feel
something vaguely hopeful.
Well, so, and that's because I recognized that it was important to you. I knew that. I knew that it was a big deal and that you were working really hard,
Uh-huh.
and that you had a really noble aim. But I don't actually remember why I didn't come if I had, something else in the
It was
calendar.
April.
Yeah, right. That's
It's
valid.
a
It's
Yeah,
April,
busy
and
month.
the reality is, when I don't get to sleep in on Saturday, it's just bad. The premier registration day is Saturday morning, and it's like
a
the
bad
worst. It's the worst
Hey,
day of my
any
year.
registration day as far as I'm
Awful.
concerned.
I'll show up, and I can be friendly, but there's several things to talk about there. Do I know how to do it? I don't know how to do it. Do I know how to build a
Right.
schedule? I
Like,
don't know how to build a
It's
schedule.
early and also something that you don't.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
you
not
don't
that it's
know.
early. It's that like
It
once
could
a week.
also be because
Once a week, I gotta just like not, because actually, you know how late I can be in the YFAC,
Oh, yeah.
We do know.
and I'm just on all day.
That's very exhausting.
So, anyways, that might be the
Yeah.
reason I didn't come to the party. It
I
might
don't
be,
remember, probably.
and for me,
Feel like the same week.
that would be like doing the same thing I do all week in a different place,
Right.
except with more people, which would be more draining.
Exactly.
So are you introverted?
I think I might be introverted, although
Shout out to
weird label.
Renee Geving. She
Episode of
is
the podcast.
100% extrovert.
100%? What are you?
Like 88.
Okay, that's
Wow.
still pretty high, but 100% is
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Anyway, sorry.
dang. That sounds
So in
like-
our
that sounds
house,
hard.
there's
Renee,
Jennifer, my
heart goes out
wife,
to you.
and
I love
me,
you.
and Maida, and Teddy. And the way that our house works is people just do whatever they're doing quietly in their room, sometimes on the couch. We very intentionally don't schedule. We very intentionally don't sign up for like a sport or anything that will like tell us how to spend our time. We very intentionally hold at arm's length anything that will put us in proximity with other people. And
I
I've
feel
learned
guilty for that.
I've learned from my wife not to. She's
I'd like to learn that. from
she's
you.
taught us
Me too.
she's taught us that you don't have to. Like those people don't own you. You don't have to go to everything.
I think that's a very important thing for a lot of people to learn and understand.
Maybe just to hear
It's
for the
so
first
hard
time
to-
ever.
Right, like you don't have to
It
do
is a choice.
everything. It's not always about doing what will make other people happy,
Mhm.
and that's draining. It's
Now, what you guys don't realize generationally is the reason that life is so scheduled is because parents were worried about drugs. In fact, there was a campaign. I remember this sort of advertising campaign that, like, basketball is my anti-drug, or something like that, you know. So that just caught on as a thought, like, and then like the
Until the
herd,
day it was anti-drug.
that's right, the herd followed
Oh.
this idea that, oh, if you want your kid to grow up to be a decent human, make sure that they're busy all the time. Otherwise, they fall off the scaffolding.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What was the scaffolding
Used too many-
representative of it?
That was too much shit.
It was.
No, it could be something, but I thought the scaffolding was friendship, and that doesn't really work.
No,
It was something you're afraid of.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
just-
New terrain that scares you,
Yeah.
where things could go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
That's one of the better ones.
Not too bad.
Waterloo sparkling water blackberry lemonade flavored.
That's pretty good.
I've had worse. I've had worse.
I don't know the words to that song.
I don't know either.
I know
Nora.
vaguely.
Okay.
Is it your turn?
You know, what kind of friend she is? Yeah.
I don't know, and I also feel like we haven't really.
Okay, I want to talk about an origin story. Can we do an origin story, friend origin? I love friend because
Us?
yeah, sure.
Okay.
Me and Norah can start. You go. You. I'm
About
asking
us?
you.
When is the
Norah,
first time you saw
Can
Claire?
you? No. Norah. Sorry, guys. I love you dearly. Okay, I'm asking a question because I'm a host. Okay, Norah, Kratz, can you please inform the readers about how you and I became friends?
We both went to a boarding school in South Dakota, and we were assigned roommates together, and we texted a little bit throughout the summer. And I also remember us distinctly having vastly different images of each other that were actually true. I thought Claire was going to be 5 feet tall, first of all, like short. I thought she was going to be short.
My phone voice is very nice.
Yeah, she has
Very
like
small.
a very like small. Also, the name like something about the name.
Okay.
Except her name was like Clarissa, so it's like. But anyways, she did not. And I remember getting to her room when we like moved in together, and she had a framed picture of one of those children's turtles above her desk, and that was about it.
I don't know what that is.
One of those kid turtles that are like, you know, the full ones have the stand of the thing. The kids ones just look like this. It goes boop boop, and then the hurdle, and then boop boop on the other
This
side.
is an
Why
audio
did you-
format.
It's like one of those.
You drew a line
ones-
and I didn't understand it.
Use it as a massager, but it.
You can use
It's like
massage.
it actually doesn't matter what it looks like. Just a very short hurdle for a child. She had a picture of one of those
The
above
picture?
her desk.
Oh no! Continue. Keep telling about. Or do I need to explain the hurdle?
I think you need to explain
Okay.
the
Only if you want
Quickly.
to.
You guys know what it is to get a will, like when the graduating class goes away and they give the class below them something? Well, we did that 7th and 8th grade graduation. Well, 8th grade graduation. 8th graders gave us stuff. When I was a 5th grader, we had to do mandatory track. Everyone had to do everything. In this one year, our coaches had this brilliant idea to record us all doing every single event, and then we could improve for everything. So we all had to do high jump. We all had to do hurdles. We all had to do everything. Anyways, the recording of me doing hurdles in 5th grade, I was wearing a black t-shirt on a spring day and jeans. And I didn't pack track clothes for that day. Okay, right? So picture me as there's like a big dog on the front of my shirt. Black t-shirt, jeans, okay? And way at the end, you know where St. John is, right? You know, like huge long sidewalk?
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
So way at the end of that sidewalk, we start, and we're running, and there are the, like, what is it, 30 inches? Whatever the standard hurdle height is for 5th graders. We're running,
Not tall.
and they're all lined up, and we had this guy who did hurdles in college who was supposed to be, like, a big thing.
Whoa, yeah.
Right? Anyway, so, the video starts, and you hear a sound that goes, ah! 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 And then all of a sudden I come into focus, and I knock over a hurdle, and I go, ah! and I knock over another hurdle, and I go, ah! I'm not even clearing like 6 inches off the ground. And the hurdle is getting knocked over by, I don't even know, like they are all falling.
You're just kicking it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like they're getting knocked over by the back, like the thigh of my back leg. So like I'm jumping onto them, knocking them
Oh
over.
my
right?
goodness.
Anyway,
They're falling backwards.
well, not that bad. Anyway, so every time I knock down, I make the same sound, and then I get done, and I throw my arms up and down, and I'm just done. Anyways, I got willed a picture of a baby turtle to have forever because of my hurdles. Okay, and that's what Norah saw, because I was proud of it at that time. I was still
As you still should be. Jason.
No, I'm just saying.
You're just.
okay.
Yeah.
We gotta bring this to an end.
You saw that.
Gradually.
Oh, we don't have time.
Gradually.
Jason
Yeah,
just started his origin story. We don't have time.
You're doing great.
Hey, you're on spotlight.
What else?
That's
how we
it.
met.
Maybe we walk.
That is how we met, right?
Maybe we start walking.
Well,
The lights are getting
North
turned
stories
off
is
currently.
how we meet. It's how we like evolved. It's like this is the first impression.
Maybe you know better than Claire. Spotlight on.
Are we walking?
We could also go
Yeah.
downstairs if you want.
Keep recording.
Okay, so Norah and I were assigned to be roommates.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't have a key right now because I walked here.
Okay.
Right? So,
Can you just anyways,
we're leaving. We're leaving.
Well, we'll wrap up. So.
okay, where was it going? Norah and I were roommates, and then I would brush the beer. We never really
were friends with you.
right.
We just lived together and that was about it.
Yeah.
Boy, we've exited Sweet Haven. We're in the streets.
Ooh, it's really pretty out here. There's so far.
Where are we going? I'm still recording. Are you guys still recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we still sit out here.
Here we are. Look at this. Sitting out here.
Okay.
Our little sandwiches.
What about your sandwiches?
Okay.
Okay,
Anyways.
so we get assigned to be roommates, and we text the whole summer, and Nora's name is still Norah roommate. Two smiley faces. My
Which
phone.
is really funny.
To this day. Anyways,
It's been 6 years.
so we weren't really friends my freshman year. Then one time when I got into trouble, she was in our room. Tell
That
the
was
story.
freshman year.
Tell the story. I don't want to talk anymore. The
Okay.
water story.
Oh, Claire got in trouble. Wait, but I don't remember.
Is this the one we got in trouble for trying to get your phone?
No.
Okay.
No, this
There's
was for
actually
something
very
else,
few.
which was worse. Anyways, she got in trouble that day. It doesn't actually matter what she did, but she knew she was in trouble, but they weren't gonna get in trouble until the next day. Like that's when they were gonna really get in trouble. And also that night, like I said, it was a boarding school, and so I was 14 and like 18 hours away from home, and so that night in particular I was having a really rough time like sleeping or like doing anything. I was just like so homesick, and so it was kind of a tense night in the Marcus Kratz abode because Claire knew she was gonna get in very, very bad trouble the next day, and I was like super, super homesick. She went and got me some water, even though we weren't supposed to be leaving our rooms. She was like, "Do you want some water?" And I was like, "Yeah, but we can't leave." And she was like, "I'll go get some." And I was like, "You really shouldn't do that. Like, you're already in a lot of trouble." And she was like, "Well, I'm already in trouble, so I'll just go get
You
it."
can't
Norah
leave your
had a
dorms
big
at night.
yellow hydro flask, and I went and filled up.
We couldn't leave our rooms.
Like, wait, if you have to go to the bathroom. You just
We
go.
had
We had
bathrooms in our
bathrooms
rooms.
Oh,
Yeah, fancy dorm
super
rooms.
duper bougie.
Yeah. But anyways, she
Yeah.
went and got me some water, and it was a very it was a very nice moment.
Norah
Like
probably
Robin Hood.
used a lot of my favorite names. Something like
Courage.
Yeah, for sure,
Because
definitely.
because you believe strongly.
I knew that Norah
And
was
also
sad, and you need
cared
water when you're
cared
sad.
little.
You need water when you're
Those were
sad.
not gunshots.
Well, maybe
That was
after
a
you cry.
I
firework.
hope not.
I completely agree with that. I think that's true.
Also,
Anyways, it was very helpful. Anyways,
This is the best knowledge I have. I need a platform to share it on, okay?
please.
After you throw up, you need to drink
I hate-
lukewarm water, okay?
Why?
Because it calms your stomach. I'm
Oh.
telling you, everyone always is drinking cold water. Don't drink cold water. That's
We
my
have
best piece of advice.
another truck rumbling by.
Yeah, we need to circle back to what we're talking
Okay,
about.
origin story.
Yeah, origin story.
or-
Okay, why
What
are
happened
origins?
after that? Because I want to talk about how things began and where they are now.
You mean like in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth?
If you want to go
There's
far
that.
that
What do you?
back far,
What, no, I'm looking for clarification. How things began?
oh,
What things?
Mine, Nora's friendship,
Okay.
Nora's and mine, and Gracen's friendship, mine and Gracen's there. All the crossovers. Like, you two are friends. How did that happen? We're friends.
I see. So the origins of like, how did people get to know each other around the table? Maybe we should go to the park. Be a little quieter. We could walk
Yeah,
down to
Could
I
the
be.
park.
Could
fear
be,
that
yeah.
the cars are a little too
Yeah, I
loud.
think
Yeah.
we're practically sitting in the
So
road.
let's
We are
pause.
sitting in the road.
Or should
Is
we
that memory the same
Walk
for you?
and talk?
walk and talk or
Walk
walk?
and talk.
Here you guys go.
Because that's the
Still
that's what it
chat.
is.
We're going to the park.
Oh my
Pack
God.
sandwiches and all of our drinks.
Okay, yeah.
I feel seen.
What?
Blue cheese chips.
That's a big thing.
Claire, you can't.
Oh,
I can't carry this many drinks.
Here, Gracen, come put some of that in my bag.
Well, this is my drink.
Yeah, I'm like.
Cold water now.
What?
She was just telling me about that's the thing about being friends, being seen, because she's walking away from all the stuff she's supposed to carry.
Wait.
Oh, that was embarrassing for it.
Lightning
Don't pay
back.
attention to it. That happened.
Anyways. And then we weren't friends all of our freshman year and a chunk of our sophomore year, and all of a sudden we were friends.
Mhm.
First thing we does that.
Do you guys remember when you two met?
Yeah, we
Gracen
met
and Claire.
No.
in freshman seminar class. We didn't actually meet. Actually, no, we did meet.
Oh,
No, you came. Norah, okay, so we had freshman
I
seminar
wish I
class
was in
on
that class.
Tuesday. Our freshman year starts out on Tuesday because Monday is for the freshmen to learn all this stuff. Tuesday is your first class. Okay, me and Gracen and Natalie were in the same freshman seminar class, and Norah thought she was in it too. So Norah came with me. We walked
Nora was
together.
in the class.
in the same
She was
room,
not.
and then said Monty took our attendance, and Nora was in the wrong room.
Went to the wrong room
I felt
twice
so
that
bad
day.
for you, Nora.
No, it's
And
okay.
It's actually the beginning of your auditing adventures.
We're supposed to introduce
Yes.
ourselves to each other, and I'm pretty sure Gracen or Natalie, one of them, came to my table and introduced themselves to me. And you're supposed to do the thing that they make you do, where you meet someone and then you tell the whole class their name and something about them. Blah blah blah. I forgot Gracen's name.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't
Wow.
remember that?
Nope, I have no
I
recollection.
remember too many things. When we were in college writing, what do you remember about us, Gracen?
Okay. I know that we were in college writing together. And I know that we did that one essay together. Right? It was like more of a personal essay or like, I don't, all I remember
Second unit.
is that it was personal,
Yeah.
is we both wrote about like pretty personal things. And we like
Right.
worked together and like helped each other with revisions and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, I do.
What was it?
Norah was a high schooler at that boarding school,
That photo.
and her sister was a student at Bethany, and her parents had commissioned a painting from me to Christus Paradox down in Birmingham, Alabama, and the whole family came to my studio.
Yes,
Well,
that's right.
is it the whole family?
Almost. Everyone.
Almost.
I don't think
Maybe you're. Oh,
No,
okay.
the boys were there. I think it was everyone except for Hannah.
Yeah, and Lydia had been talking about her sister Norah.
You were working on the ELS military presidents. It was in your
Oh,
studio.
really?
Yep. It was
Yeah. So I said something like, "Oh, I've heard about you, Norah," and she just like backed into a corner, like disappeared. She couldn't
very shy.
handle it.
Really?
Extremely
She kind of
shy.
Oh.
giggled, squealed, and disappeared, just like in a puff of smoke. She was
I
just
did
gone.
not do that.
This is the re-enchantment of the world.
What grade would you have been in?
I was a junior.
This is a good spot.
This is really cool.
This was made for us to sit at.
Maybe,
Nora, do you remember hiding from
get the
Jason?
sound
Or
of
what
water.
do you remember?
I remember we went to his house and Lydia had been hyping this guy up. Like, no reason. Like, this is my bestie. We're working on this book together. Also, I just heard of these other paintings and stuff. And I knew you were pretty cool. Also, I don't know if I was planning on coming to Bethany at that point. I don't know what I was thinking actually. The fountain might be kind of.
Yeah, we want to get a little bit.
Is that nice day for everyone? Anyways, yeah, very, very shy. But I was with a lot of people, so I felt like I didn't have to say anything. And we went to the back, and luckily your studio is pretty easy to hide from people in anyways. So, like, we looked at it.
Wait, you came in my house? Your
We
family was in the
only
house?
went into the studio. We went around back,
I see.
and we went in the studio. And I pet your cat a
How
lot.
old is this?
This is nice.
Jason,
What's
how
the
old
question?
is this?
Ancient
How old
of
is the
days.
amphitheater that we're currently looking
No, it's not.
They built
The
this a
ceiling?
couple years ago.
at? Pretty new.
It's pretty new.
One time I ran down this hill and I fell with my grade school friends.
Yeah.
I got 2 cheese sticks in this park.
And to this day,
That is.
Nope, I came back.
There's
the
still
next
2
day.
cheese
They're here?
sticks.
I wanna
Alrighty.
sit on the ground.
And then we went out back. We looked at the sculpture. I just like wandered around and looked at tools because you were talking to my dad.
yeah.
And then
Okay.
unfortunately,
So in retrospect, here's the
Yeah.
thing that I know about you now. You do this. You wander around a space quietly, like nobody's watching, and you just like touch everything.
I was picking up a lot of things.
Yeah. You just like quietly pick a thing up, put it back down.
And I thought I was gonna get away with it of like not having to like say anything intelligent or anything. But then you were like, "So you're Norah?"
You're the
and
Norah.
I think we like talked about something for a little bit, and you were like, "You did a painting of a bottle of mouthwash," and I was like, "Yeah, I did," and you were like, "That's just like I painted mouthwash when I was your age. I painted a bottle of mouthwash when I
Which
was your age."
sounds ridiculous, but it actually
It's
was true.
It was true, and it was the same. It was Listerine. It was like
It
the
was
same.
Listerine, yep.
Thank
Mine was a
you.
top-down view,
Well, there you go.
directly on top of the bottle.
And you said that, and then you said something like, "Are you gonna come work with us at Bethany?" And I said, "Oh, yes." I just like mumbled something. I don't even know.
Yeah, and that was my cue to like back up.
And then I skittered away.
Yeah.
Did a gooder.
She gone.
That was the first time we met.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not what I would expect, knowing like Norah how she is.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that interesting?
Definitely was
Like, that makes a lot of sense to me,
Mm-hmm.
but to Gracen it doesn't.
No, because I'd never seen that Norah before.
Yeah, and really, it isn't the Norah that I know now.
Nothing like
So
that.
something happened.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what. Why do you like origin stories so much?
I don't know, I just thought it might be fun.
It was fun.
Because I think you're never very conscious. Okay. I think you're never very conscious of the way you become friends with someone, or like when you met them, until you really start to talk about it. Like, oh, well, that's so interesting.
You just one day there it is.
Right.
Mhm.
Because all of a sudden, like, you don't think about them in that weird stage of not being a non-friend.
Yeah,
Right.
they used to be a stranger.
Right.
Right.
And then
It's
there
like
was
they
a
were
weird,
always there.
like, oh, we have to figure this out, and then there was a weird. It's kind of a. No one thinks about it.
Used to be a stranger.
Right.
I like saying that the world's full of friends you haven't met yet. There's all these people. You just don't know.
Yeah, I have an example of that. So when I volunteer at the community center, there was just one day I was walking out and I just saw this random lady and I was like, it was one of those things where it's like, I think I've seen you before. Do I take the chance and like,
Is it Marshall?
no. Do I take the chance and like introduce myself to you? Knowing that I've never, like there's a very good chance that we've never met each other, or do I just keep walking? And I was like I was feeling courageous. So I like introduced myself to her, and it turns out like I've like kind of seen her before in like the speech world in high school, and she knows one of my bosses. We had a whole conversation. She's like the director of enrichment for community education, and she like sent me away with the pamphlet for community ed, and she was like, if you ever want to like look through it, if you want to teach any of these classes, let me know. Oh, that's something I never thought would happen. And then it turns out
on this first conversation,
yeah,
just saying hi.
right, and all of a sudden I have like jobs now, and then
I've given
she
jobs to people.
yeah, then she reached out to me again with like a poetry opportunity because I love poetry and I did 3 years of like speech competitive poetry in high school, and so I taught this poetry camp for a morning this week, and something, I'm trying to remember why I brought up this conversation. Strangers. You see someone that you might think is familiar, and they could be or they could not be, and I would like to encourage you to take the leap and to get out of, for me, what is like a negative headspace of like, this could happen and it's the worst case scenario, and to just go for it and talk to other people, because for the most part, you will meet people who are lovely, and it just opens the door to like new things. And now since I did this with her, it's like I met all these other people who helped at the camp, and like I don't know, stranger doesn't mean danger.
Yeah, what is that? That's the God system. Seed thing.
Unfold that. What do you mean?
Yeah,
It's your thing, Jason.
My thing.
Yeah, it's so like seed produces fruit. The fruit produces more seeds. Plants
Yeah.
more trees.
See?
Yeah.
Keep going.
It's like when you meet one person, you're gonna meet more people, and so on and so forth. There'll be more good people because you followed one good person, right? Yeah.
I
and
see.
that's what you say too. Follow
I
the
see.
good.
Follow the good.
Follow the good. Yeah.
What else, Jason?
How about us?
We were here for a
Big,
whole year.
big bug just flew back.
And then
Yeah, I think my first awareness of you, is that what your question is?
maybe yeah.
My first awareness of you was probably through Maida,
Ah,
right? I think I had probably seen you in passing, but there's a lot of people, right? And so like the awareness was Maida introducing us.
fair.
I probably in the YFAC. In your awesome Carhartt jacket. Pretty sure.
I have a Carhartt jacket.
Do you? Maybe you
It
don't.
feels like something you would have.
I have a big jean jacket.
You got a leather
maybe,
jacket.
Maybe it's the jean jacket.
Shoot, what did I do? Was it when we were living together?
Yeah, Maida. What? So why was that? Maida's roommate had gone to Italy.
Yeah, no. Abby was student teaching.
Abby was
and
student
Lexi
teaching.
had graduated in
Yeah.
December.
So there was a roommate shuffle.
Yeah. So me and Ellie moved into Edgewood.
Right.
See, like, that's another thing. Like, it's totally not a normal thing for a freshman to have the opportunity to live in Edgewood.
No.
And you just do it, like, through Maida, meet you, or, like, she's mentioned Amanda to me before. It's like, all these people. All the good.
Yeah, and I'd also like to say, like, first impressions sometimes are, well, they are a big deal for us, but, like, just because your first impression of someone is, like, totally different, like, stick with it.
Mm.
And yeah, it takes time. It's not the answer you want to hear, but like, just because something feels uncomfortable doesn't mean that it's something that isn't for you.
Yeah.
And I found that in a couple of things that I've done. It's just keep on going, and God brings new things.
Locked me out.
Oh no.
They locked?
Yeah, they do. I guess they are a nice restaurant. Whatever.
Well,
Well, hostesses.
yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
What did we talk about today? A lot. Friendship was kind of our main
Yeah, I agree.
overall arching truth.
Feels good.
Thank you guys for coming on.
Wait, no, where's
That is
you?
not your job, Missy.
Thank you, Laura, for being
I was trying to lead by example.
Thank you. Oh, well. Could have whispered.
I should have done. I'm sorry.
Next time.
You could whisper the feast.
Well, here we have to eat our feast now. That's good.
We have a feast
We
Yeah.
do.
Thank
on Whistle
you,
the
Jen.
Feast.
Thank you, Norah.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us and for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you,
everyone for
readers.
listening. Yeah.
If you've made it
For
this
reading.
far, we made a lot of different scene changes, and a lot of that you
And
didn't
if you hung
get to experience
Yes,
in
and
person, so
bless your
we
sweet
apologize,
heart.
but we're in a park now. And that's where we're gonna end. So
And that concludes this episode of Whistle the Feast. We hope you enjoyed being a part of the conversation as much as we did. Whistle the Feast would not be possible without all the creative people and spaces at Bethany Lutheran College. And you can head on over to blc.edu to learn more about the college or schedule a visit. If you have thoughts, questions, or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. You can actually send any feedback about the show to feastreaders@gmail.com. A huge shout out to the wonderful people in our Bethany community for sharing their thoughts with us, and our producer Jaksyn Graham for managing the edits. And with that, I'm Norah Kratz alongside Jaspersen, and we want to thank everyone who tuned into this episode of Whistle the Feast. Until next time.
Get curious, be of good service, and discover what God has given you.